Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Scribbler, you made it, Scribbler. Welcome. Suzanne, did you see that I made you a moderator? I hope you're okay with that. I was finally able to find you and you are now the power of the moderator on my channel. So awesome. So tonight, we will look at a couple of wins that we've gotten this week. So I was pretty excited to see that. And we are also going to take a look at a bit of a joke website. So just in case you guys run into this one, it's a joke right now, but it might not be in the future, but we'll go over that. And of course, we're going to keep going on my favorite topic to Google right now, which is unvaccinated. So we will show you what is going on. I say we will show you, it's just me. I will show you, me and all of my personalities will show you the world of the propaganda around the unvaccinated that's been going on this week. So yeah. Christian Delorme, bonjour, bonjour. Bonjour Mélanie. Nicole H, Magda, hello. Russ never sleep. And Faye Knox, yes, where is Faye? Are we even allowed to legally start this stream without her? I don't think we can. And who else? I saw, Tamajit is here. Hello. Yeah, freedom is still winning, Tamajit, despite the fact that it's a bit crazy out there. Believe it or not, there is still a lot of hope because the little Stalins running all over the place are going so over the top that even unconscious, just going about their life kind of people, unconscious to the whole political thing, they're starting to be like, whoa, wait a sec, did he just say that? So I'll show you that today, but it's gonna be crazy. Did y'all receive this? I got this card this week, the COVID, we can all help. I got this card, so it's funny because it's from the government of Canada. So I'm glad I paid with my tax dollars. Thank you for deciding to send this to people on my behalf. And it does say, here's what you should know. So the first bullet is vaccines are safe. The COVID-19 vaccines have been studied for over a year now, and hundreds of millions of people have already been vaccinated. And the last bullet says, vaccine safety is continually monitored. But I thought you said the vaccine was safe. Why is it continually monitored? Why is the vaccine safety specifically monitored if the vaccine is safe? I don't get it. It's like saying eating bread is safe, but we're going to continually monitoring eating bread, It just makes no sense. It's safe, dude. Just let it go. So anyways, I thought that was a very interesting thing that I got in the mail, and having a little bit of a dual speak coming out of it so that they can basically cover everything. Oh, yeah, Faye. She's got to get here. Hey, EdgyDTV, I hope you're doing well. EdgyDTV's been also doing a bunch of really cool streams about this same subject. So if you guys go check out his channel too. Edgy, you're on YouTube still, right? I think you're still on YouTube. But anyways, go check him out. Okay, what do we have today? What do we start with? I think we'll start with the good news. See, we need to get Tamajit happy because I think he needs a little nudge here. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to show you. So remember last week, guys, I said you have to go on BitChute and also Rumble. This is where you get all of the uncensored stuff. So all of the really big voices that were kicked off everywhere, those guys are all showing up on the alternative media sites now. And they're putting out some really good content. So I'm going to show you something that happened this week. And you probably have heard about this. Hey, Nicole. So you probably have heard about this, but this guy here, you probably have seen him, the guy in the red hat. It's not even a MAGA hat. Okay, YouTube, don't freak out. It's not MAGA. But this is Patrick King, and he actually won a very interesting court case in Alberta. So because this is an actual court case in Canada, I don't see why this would be restricted content. So anyways, we're going to go through it. I fast forwarded a little bit. You guys can go check it out. If you just Google Patrick King and not Google, yeah, even if you Google it, you'll be directed to Odysee and you'll be directed to Rumble, which is where I'm watching this off of. This comes of, so huge credit to Stu Peters' show, and has been doing a lot of good work with this whole topic. But anyways, we're going to check out a little bit of what Patrick has to say, because he actually won his court case. So 17-minute video. We'll speed through a couple of this, but here we go, guys.
I was obviously targeted because of my voice, and I know this, and it's in the transcripts in the court. I was targeted, and I received a ticket of $1,200. So I waited for my time in court. I ended up getting it on May the 4th finally, and I went into court, and I produced some information that I needed to request in order to put up a good plausible defense. And my material that I requested was the isolation of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and I wanted it isolated and not in a lab setting or in a PCR test, because we know the PCR tests, they're overspun. We know we're not stupid people. Right. We know, we research, we look.
Yes.
So in doing that, they kind of shut me out of the court. I was supposed to be in court on May the 18th. All of a sudden once I deliver all of this, and I get told as a self-representative, the judge has to advocate for me and steer me in the right direction, at which time she allowed me to subpoena Dina Hinshaw, who is our chief medical officer of health for Alberta, who basically, what my defense was to be was, I needed proof that you have isolated the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and that therefore the science would give you the backing for your public health act.
Which in plain and simple terms means prove to me that a pandemic exists.
So just pausing it here, I don't know the rules of if I'm supposed to play, like if I'm going to get taken down if I play for too long. So anyways, so I have to pause it, guys. So sorry, because that's going to be a bit annoying. But kind of really cool that he was able to subpoena the Minister of Health in Alberta and require that information from her. And so Rance Derrick had a really good point in one of the boards that I'm on, that I follow, and he said, well, now we know why they've all ended everything in Alberta. That's why. And I think he's right. He's bang on. It's like now, because this court case was won, they can't prove COVID, therefore they can't enforce all of these crazy tyrannical lockdowns and mask wearing and vaccinations. So that's kind of what happened. But we'll listen a little bit longer to this because it's really, really interesting. And you guys should really go and find this video and watch it as well. Spread it as much as you can.
Prove to me that we're all going to die. Prove to me that this thing is raging out of control and that people are dying from this thing.
100%. And if they did that, then I would be no problem. I would say, okay, you're right. You've got this. I'll put this mask on. Well, as soon as I subpoenaed her, I got an officer shows up at my door 3 days later. He says, Mr. King, I need your address. I said, oh, you mean the address you're at right now? That address? Yeah, well, I need your email address. And I said, well, the same email address that's on all my correspondence with you guys and all this stuff? You already have it. Well, I need your telephone number. I said, you mean the telephone number that you call me on all the time? And he's kind of looking dumb, and he says, well, I'm just here to tell you that your court case has been canceled. I was like, this can't happen. You can't.
So they canceled it. I'm just going to speed it up because it's a really long video. They canceled his court case. He fought the cancellation of his court case because he got a ticket, right? So he's like, no. He fought it. He got a new court date. He went again. That one was delayed. And by the time he showed up, he actually had people from Ottawa in court with him. So like, the federal government sent people. Why would you send two Ottawa lawyers to a local ticket court, right? So anyways, it's weird. And it's another YouTuber, he's on here on Rumble. His name is Duck HQ. He's really awesome. And he actually said it would be like sending like the NBA top player to your kid's basketball practice. Like why would you ever do that? There's no reason for that. So anyways, I'm going to speed it up a little bit and get more towards.
Sorry, you messed up. You wrote and said on the record in the court of law that you don't have the material evidence. And when I said that, they said, well, the science doesn't matter. I said, oh, no, the science has to matter. This isn't about your public opinion. This isn't about your personal preference.
That's right.
I don't care who's pulling your strings and telling you have to do this. But you know, when they put their name, Tina Hinshaw, that was a setup, because when this goes down, she's gonna get the bus. And that's why they do this, because they knew this whole time that this was never isolated. They know what they're doing. They know what the part of this scheme is. And I don't know the background of your show, how far I can go into this, but it all comes down to the result of this one world organization that wants to make sure that they have power over everybody across the globe.
Complete
so they're forcefully
subservience.
attempting to bankrupt our country under the guise of a false pandemic.
That's right.
And everybody's just following along like a sheep.
So anyways, this guy is a legend, a new Canadian hero that has emerged. So hopefully this was actually in a court of law. So it's not like it's just, oh, some guy ranting. He actually won his court case. So it's great news for everybody now. So anyways, so that's a little bit of good news that's happening. Now they're so out of control with everything now that it's really, really tough knowing what's real and what's not real. So I'll show you a funny website that I came across in case you guys ever see this one. So have you guys seen this? This is the anonymous unvaccinated reporting system. Now, before anybody freaks out, don't freak out. It's a joke site, okay? It's a joke. So I saw this site on a TikTok video, and this girl was freaking out because she's like, I don't have any words anymore. And I get it, because this could be a very true reality very, very soon. I'm not doubting that at all. But right now, this is still a joke. So I looked at this and I was like, it's a very strange thing. Like, there's no, like, when you look at the site, it's a little sus, because just something.com, like normally government sites or CDC or places like that have like these very like .org, .gov or whatever. This one is just .com. So I thought that's a little weird. So look at that. Look for that. It's a little weird. And then if you look at that, it really reads like a 1984 novel. So welcome to the future. So just that alone, welcome to the future. That's where I was like, this has got to be a spoof site. But it's funny. It's like, welcome to Agenda 2030 kind of. That's kind of what they're saying. Earn extra cash, report unvaccinated family, friends, and neighbors anonymously online. Every name you submit gives you a chance to win $2,500 in our monthly sweepstakes. File a report. So there's a little link here. It's a non-government agency. Names provided will be submitted to local county health authorities. Find out more about this in the About section. So they even have a message for the visually impaired where they basically read this thing here. And then if you go to the About section, so it has the founders. The founders, again, joke site. If you're just tuning in right now, it is a joke site. Don't worry about that yet. But it's just funny that these kinds of sites are now popping up because people are trying to show what the real effect could be if you start to classify unvaccinated and vaccinated people. So they have the founders here, founded in March 2021. It's kind of funny. We're going to go through this. And it officially launched on July 27, 2021 in LA by business partner and friends Dr. Blah and Professor Dude Guy. In early 2021, Dr. Dude Guy, Professor Blah, whatever, noticed the exciting trend of government mandating COVID-19 vaccines in the European Union and Asia. So again, a little bit of humor injected in here. While still primarily a research team with several high-level consulting contracts, AURS was launched publicly once California Governor Gavin Newsom began mandating vaccinations for his state employees. This launch was perfectly timed as many of California's counties and cities began to follow suit. So here, creepy picture of some guy. I'm sure that's like a weird picture somebody found online, the guy who made the site. And then another guy, less creepy, more scientifically looking. But anyways, so while they're setting the industry benchmark and tracking and eventually finding any and all American citizens that disregard the government mandates and its variant boosters, the vaccine and variant boosters. They believe that those who actively disregard the health and safety of their family, friends, and neighbors are truly anti-American, and it's important to begin reporting them immediately. Our AURS team recently received a round of $7.5 million in Series A funding, so we're looking to hire smart, talented, and concerned citizens like you that want everyone vaccinated, fined, and or punished. So if you see here, disclaimer, it's a satirical critique. So, and this, it gives you the actual guy's name. It's a kind of a spoof. It's an election kind of like little like, hey, you know, I'm gonna literally do the opposite of this, guys, if you elect me. So that's what this is. But just wanted to show you because this has been making the round. So I saw it on TikTok and I saw it on Rumble. So again, just remember to criticize everything you come across because you will see some of these crazy spoof sites coming up, and they're not super easily identifiable just right off the bat. So don't fall into the trap like all the TikTokers out there who are freaking out. Just take a deep breath and look at stuff before going and jumping the gun and being like, oh my God, like Stalin is here. Yes, there are mini Stalins everywhere, but as a society in general, we're not there yet. We still have time to shape it and turn these things around. So that was it for this one. I wanted to show you something. There's something on Rumble here I wanted to show you guys. Just give me one quick sec to find it. I don't even know if I have it anymore. It looks like I lost it. Just one sec, guys. There was a reason I had something. Oh, yes, it was, I know what it was. It was Bill de Blasio. Have you guys seen what Bill de Blasio has been saying? He went, Good Morning America, NBC America, something like that. And his speech is getting so out of control. His ideas are getting so out of control that it's almost a bit of a joke. It's almost like this is where just normal people who don't follow politics are kind of going, wait a second, this doesn't sound right anymore. So here, I'm going to show you. I found him on Rumble here. So at a press conference, he actually announced the vaccine mandate. So here we go.
Key to NYC pass. The key to New York City. When you hear those words, I want you to imagine the notion that because someone's vaccinated, they can do all the amazing things that are available in this city. This is a miraculous place, literally full of wonders. And if you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. You'll have the key, you can open the door. But if you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate in many things. That's the point we're trying to get across. It's time for people to see vaccination as literally necessary to living a good and full and healthy life.
So, like, vaccination is literally necessary to live a good life. Like this, the level of insanity in that statement alone, you can develop an entire thesis on how that sentence is tyrannical in 87 different ways, and how it can lead down to a totally destructive path, how it can open up all of the potential abuses, how it can go against all of the codes of ethics that have ever been, put together. It's absolutely insane that this guy is actually saying that. So I just saw in here, Scribbler, you wanted that link here. I'm going to see if it's actually going to work. I tried to put it in here. There. I think it works. That's the link to the video with Patrick King, who's the guy who won that court case in Alberta. So you guys can actually try to see if it works. I don't know if it'll work. It might get X'd out from YouTube real quick. But anyways, we'll see. So, okay, let's get back to Bill de Blasio here.
The key to NYC Pass will be a first-in-the-nation approach. It will require vaccination for workers and customers in indoor dining, in indoor fitness facilities, indoor entertainment facilities. This is going to be a requirement. The only way to patronize these establishments indoors will be if you're vaccinated, at least one dose. The same for folks in terms of work. They'll need at least one dose. This is crucial because we know that this will encourage a lot more vaccination. We've seen it already. We've seen the impact of the mandate we've put in place for city workers already starting to move people to vaccination. We've obviously seen the positive impact of incentive as well. The goal here is to convince everyone that this is the time. If we're going to stop the Delta variant, the time is now. And that means getting vaccinated right now. Not everyone's going to agree with this. I understand that. If you want to participate in our society fully, you got to get vaccinated.
If you want to participate in our society fully, you want to get vaccinated. Oh, the true words of a tyrant. I saw a comment today on a video, and it was really good. I'm going to read it out to you. I don't know who put it there. It was kind of anonymous, but it says, imagine a vaccine so safe that you have to be threatened to take it. For a virus so deadly, you have to be tested to know you have it. And I thought, oh, that's kind of genius. That was a great comment. And it's so true. It's like if the vaccine was that awesome, I would like to understand, how is it possible that we are being bullied so hard into taking it? How are we getting flyers like this to our home after the vaccine's been rolled out for, like, at this point, the line in the sand has been established. You've either gotten the jab or you don't want to get the jab. Those are the two people left. These politicians are basically using the polite face to say, well, maybe you can't come to a vaccination center, so we might have to go and help you, like make a local vaccine center. They're using the polite way, but that's really their way of saying, we really want to mandate everyone to get the vaccine. And if that happens, it's going to be probably one of the biggest crimes against humanity since we've seen the Nuremberg laws, the Nuremberg code that came out of the Nuremberg trials. That was, until then, that was the biggest scandal in experimentation and that how to use humans, consent and all that. That was the biggest scandal. And I'm actually working on a presentation for next week on the Nuremberg code. Like, how does it impact? Is it applicable here? Why did it come about? All of that. And so I'm going to keep a lot of that content for next week. But the Nuremberg code came about because the jury members who were put there by the Americans and the France and the Soviet Union all had jury and judges at the Nuremberg trials. And there was 13 trials total. The first of the 13 was the doctors. And the doctors and the witnesses that came and testified against them, there was everything. There was other Nazis who came and testified against them. And it was so horrific what people heard that's really when people started understanding what really happened in Germany. So the Nuremberg trials are one of the best things they could have done to prosecute, because when the Americans came in and decided they wanted to put together a trial, the Soviets are like, nah, don't mind a trial, dudes. Just line them up against the wall and shoot them all. So that was like the Soviet tactic. That's what they said they should do with the Nazis. And the Americans are like, no, we're going to treat them with due process. We're going to have a trial and we're going to do a proper assessment and sentencing. And thank goodness that the Americans did that, because that is when the true gravity of the situation, of what the Nazis put everybody through, that's when it surfaced. That's how we know roughly that there were 6 million Jews that were killed. That's how we know what happened at the concentration camps. Because until then, people are like, concentration camp, it's just a work camp, right? Not a lot of people had truly grasped the fact that there was actually being a lot of killing. Like, people knew people died in concentration camps, but they didn't realize it was a complete, death factory. And even when we were reading the survivor guide that we did the whole series on him, the professor, he was even reporting, like, people are kind of leaving. We don't see them come back. So they must be disappearing them. They must be killing them. So people didn't want to go to train stations at that point anymore, especially if you're Jewish. But if you're a political dissident, same thing. So anyways, all of that to say, during these trials, the true horrific nature of what happened in all of these camps, in all of Nazi Germany, what the Germans were up to, it all came to light, and it's all documented. There's like 48, 49 volumes of the documented proceedings, the court proceedings from that. And it's just insane. Like, I think if I had about 2 or 3 lifetimes, I couldn't even get through all of that. There's just so much literature. This is why it's kind of strange to me that there's, you know, like genocide deniers, like they're the concentration camp deniers, because there's just so much evidence. It's one of the best recorded events in history because of the work that the Americans did at the trials. So anyways, we are going to be looking at that next week, because the code should be applicable in this scenario here. It should be applicable. So what Bill de Blasio, this guy, is saying about the vaccine mandates should never be forced. You shouldn't be forced anytime to take medical intervention against your will, which is essentially what this is. My whole presentation will focus on, is it an experiment or not? Like, right? So there could be arguments made in both ways, but assuming it isn't an experiment, this is going to be terrible. I think the future generation, or the one in about 10 years, there's going to be massive repercussions for these people, for people like this, people like Bill de Blasio here, who say that they're mandating vaccines, people like Biden, people like Justin Trudeau, all of the Jacinda over in New Zealand, all of the heads of state, the Australian premier, that dude is doing some messed up stuff over there. I can't swear today. I'm going to try. I can't swear because I have Christian watching with his family. Hello to your family. I'm not going to swear tonight because I know your kids are watching, but I really do want to swear when I hear about things that are happening in Australia, because Australia is also a Commonwealth country like we are in Canada. So if it happens in Australia right now, it could very well happen here. And there's a lot of really, really bad things happening in Australia. So the website that we were looking at earlier, the AURS website, the joke one, not that far from reality when you think about it from a historical perspective of what was actually done in the past. But thinking now, hearing this guy saying that stuff, saying, and I'm going to see if I can find Bill de Blasio on the NBC show, because that one, on NBC, that was insane. There was the mask. I don't know if I'll find it. Maybe if I go on Rumble directly. Just give me 1 second, guys. See if we can find that. Okay, so this, I think I found it. I think I found it, guys. So this is really, really bad. He was on like a Zoom call, and I'm pretty sure this is it here.
In September, I would be running to get them vaccinated right now. And like was said a moment ago, we used to do this as parents all the time for a variety of vaccinations. We've got to shake people at this point and say, come on now. We tried voluntary. We could not have been more kind and compassionate as a country. Free testing everywhere you turn, incentives, friendly, warm embrace. The voluntary phase is over. We can keep doing those things. I'm not saying shut it down. I'm saying voluntary alone doesn't work. It's time for mandates, because it's the only way to protect our people.
So the only way to protect our people, the mandate, that's just insane. I hope that this kind of narrative, oh boy, I see red bars everywhere. I hope this kind of narrative will actually completely turn around a whole bunch of people, because this just really cannot keep going on. Just absolutely insane. And I think the more Bill de Blasio, the more Trudeau, the more Biden will go in front of cameras and say BS like that, say like completely outrageous things like that, the more people are going to slowly wake up. And people might be okay with the whole vaccine thing. They might be okay with you being forced vaccinated, but they will start to care once it starts to get to them. So because we know they're going to come at us with something very, very soon, that's going to be something else. So whether it's going to be like, I'm just convinced it's going to be some kind of a tracking device where they're going to inject you with it in the name of climate change so that you can only have access to go a certain amount of kilometers away from your home. That's what they're going to do. And that's what I think. It's not fact or anything. But if they actually, at that point, are you going to be okay with that? What if they do? What if the government or Bill de Blasio or Trudeau comes to you and says, look, we find that you're a little bit too overweight and it's just not very healthy for you to be like that. So we are going to only allow you to have food if you expense a certain amount of calories every day. What if they were to do that? Would that be okay with people at that point? Would you be like, oh yeah, I'm cool with that. Just get all the people who are overweight, get them all with that vaccine or tracking a monitoring device, and we're going to make sure that that they only get food when they really need it, because really, like, obesity is a problem in our society, right? This whole thing about being safe for everybody else, like, you have to be safe, you have to make sure that it's all about health. Well, then why aren't they actually going in and promoting things like healthy eating habits, or drink more water, drink maybe a little bit less alcohol? They're not doing that. They don't care. It's not about health at all. This is completely about control, and how people don't see that yet. I mean, if you don't see that yet, I don't know how we can wake these people up. But by having these Bill de Blasio characters going out there saying completely insane, batshit crazy stuff, that's what's going to help us a lot. So I'm just fully encouraging them to do that. Go ahead, do all of this insane, like, man, vaccinate everybody, put them in a car. You can only drive this car. You can only live in this place. Keep doing that, because that's what's going to finally make people realize, wait a second. I thought this was about a disease, but it's not really. Why are they wanting to control what I eat now? So, yeah, Faye, I'm going to leave your beer alone. Trust me. Hey, we determined last week that we could make vodka out of anything. So we could make vodka if we need for you, Faye. We're going to get that. Okay. So anyways, and one of the things is that you can see how all of their narratives are crumbling, because I was just thinking the other day, what if I just identify as vaxxed, right? Because that should technically be okay. So I should not be discriminated against. I should be able to obtain a vaccine passport if I identify as vaccinated, because it's the same logic, right? For everything else, if I identify as a male, I can get my birth certificate changed and I can go out in the world and be a male. Therefore, if I am vaccinated, or I identify as vaccinated, I should be able to go and get a vaccine passport and just go out in the world, because it doesn't matter what the reality is. It's that I identify as that. So maybe that's the solution, guys. Just identify as vaccinated from now on. So yeah, dandelion vodka. We're going to have to try that. You remember, guys, from last week, this is just totally off topic, nothing to do with what I'm doing today. But remember we had the Overlord zucchini maker in my backyard, like legit in my garden, the zucchini guy. And we were joking how he was just taking over everything and killing everything else. Well, we let one of the zucchinis get big just for fun, because I know you're supposed to pick them out before that. But I will actually show you how massive the zucchini is. And guys, it legit is a zucchini. So don't think this is code for like OnlyFans or something. But yes, I will show you this. And I have it right here. It is massive, guys. But check this out. And I'm not even kidding. Check out. Okay, this is my arm. And this is my zucchini. I think it's a 9-pound zucchini. It is so ridiculous, but I thought I'd show you guys in light of how crazy my zucchini has been going in my garden, and I know it's too big. I let it go for too long. But anyways, some fun. See, fun interludes, right? Middle stream, we get fun interlude. So yeah, that is. Tell me that's not the biggest zucchini. Like, I think my pumpkins are smaller than that crazy zucchini. So yeah. Well, okay, Glenn wants us to name the zucchini. You guys have to help me with that, because you guys know that when I'm live on air, I my brain is like, I can't really think. So it's not like I'm going to be super creative on here. So yes, I did grow that. Oh, Steve. Okay, let's go with that. So Steve, he has to be Steve the King Zucchini, because obviously he needs some kind of a royal title. We have a couple like other zucchinis that are slightly smaller, but still they're all super big. Like, I think I could make probably, you know, the jars, these jars, I'm going to show you. You know, these size jars, I think I could probably make about at least 20 of them if I made zucchini relish with that one zucchini. So I'm going to kill Steve, by the way, guys, where he's going somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to put him all in my zucchini relish, or if I'm going to make zucchini bread. He's going to be hacked up into a million pieces and distributed in all sorts of different foods that I'm going to make. So yes, I know I could feed, I know. I could feed 20 people with that. I am not even surprised. This is going to be insane. So I'll give you an update next week where I killed him and recycled him. I'm going to be savage about it too. He's going in multiple different foods. So it's going to be awesome. Yeah, zucchini bread's awesome. Zucchini bread's my go-to. I have to make chocolate chip version for the kids. They love that. But it's definitely a good option. All right. Okay. Back on topic. We're going to do my favorite Google search right now, which is let's look for the unvaccinated. And this is one that I found today. And this is what, again, I hope Tamajit is still here, because this is finally an article where we're actually seeing that the Washington Post is like, dude, stop it with all of this craziness. So even the Washington Post is saying, wait a second, guys, put the brakes on, stop harassing the unvaccinated. So here in recent weeks, Biden has been trying to insult unvaccinated Americans into getting immunized. He told the vaccine hesitant that they're not nearly as smart as I thought you were. It's just so ridiculous. Can you believe there's a president of the United States of all countries who says to his population, you're not as smart as I thought you were? I can't even imagine that would be something like Truman would say, or Roosevelt, or even like Kennedy. Like, I can't even like Clinton. I can't imagine anybody saying that. It is so weird. Like, Biden is just so weird. So anyways, so stop harassing them, which I fully agree with. Like, it's true. Nobody's ever been insulted into changing their mind. So yeah, it's enough, right? And again, this is a good point that this author brings in here. And I was wondering why this push to the unvaccinated is so important, because since now the unvaxxed are technically a minority in society, why is it that unvaxxed are considered to be some kind of a threat? I don't understand this. If 70% people have got their vaccine, maybe 50% for the double jab, why are you so worried? Why are you all worried about that? The vaccine is safe and it's effective, right? That's what we're told, safe and effective. So therefore, why are all these people who are vaccinated worried about this? It should be a non-issue. I just don't understand this. So, and they're saying breakthrough infections are rare, which is true. The risk to children, oh my gosh, I don't even want to get started on the children. But let's check out more of this. So here, unvaccinated, enter. And we're going to look at just the news. So again, you see 1 day ago, The Atlantic here, unvaccinated people need to bear the burden. So remember last week when we said that the speech Justin Trudeau gave recently about the unvaccinated is the step right before the speech that Stalin gave about the farmers, the richer farmers, where in 1927 he went out and he's like, okay, We're done trying to reason with them. They didn't want to give up their property, so now it's time for us to go and take it from them. You can kill them, you can burn them, do whatever you need to do. Just go and take their stuff at all costs. And this is where the language is insanely similar to how it started to form in the late 20s in the Soviet Union. So this is an example. Unvaccinated people need to bear the burden. This is no different than Stalin saying, hey guys, go and take the stuff from these rich peasants. This is, hey guys, the unvaxxed need to suffer. They have to suffer at this point. So again, very alarming things. I bet you we're gonna find these crazy, alarming, the buzzwords that they keep using in here. I'm gonna show you a few. Oh, it's too bad it's by a girl named Juliet. Juliet is such a pretty name. It's better than Julie. Juliet's so much nicer and poetic. Okay, so some apply equally to everyone. No one carries weapons though. But other protocols, protocol, I never know how to say that in English. Protocol, okay? Christian, he's going to be accepting of my protocol. They divide passengers into categories according to how much of a threat the government thinks they pose. If you submit heightened scrutiny in advance, TSA pre-check lets you go through security. Not everyone poses an equal threat. So right now, they're equating the unvaccinated to the terrorists that are going through the airports. The same principles applies to limiting the spread of the coronavirus. The number of COVID-19 cases keep growing, even though remarkably safe, effective vaccine. Every time in a leftist article, you see the word vaccine, it has the word safe and effective around it somewhere. So there's two of the keywords we were looking for. So you know you're dealing with the left when you have this. They're widely available. Many public agencies are responding by reimposing masks on everyone. But at this stage of the pandemic, universal restrictions are not the solution. While flying, vaccinated people should no longer carry the burden for the unvaccinated people. The White House has rejected a nationwide vaccine mandate for now. A sweeping suggestion that the Biden administration could not easily enact if it wanted to. No, because the USA has rules and laws that you cannot force a medical procedure on somebody who's unwilling to accept it. Patients have rights, guys. So yeah, they're trying to get the unvaxxed. So more of this BS is going to go through here. Just ridiculous. But yeah, the burden, we need to carry the burden for this whole pandemic at this point. Okay, let's see what else we have. Ontario, see a little bit of good news here. Students won't face different rules within class settings, so that's kind of nice. They're saying that for now. Last week, the articles around the schools were that there'd be different rules. So I don't know if there was a backlash. Does anybody know, was there a backlash? If you're in Ontario, let me know if you've seen that. If there was a backlash against that article that came out last week that said, once September comes, unvaccinated kids will be treated differently in school. So anyways, okay. Unvaccinated Canada, who's left behind? This is from 2 days ago. Unvaccinated family or friends, an expert's guide on how you can help put the trust in the vaccine. So this, I don't know if this is happening with you guys. It probably is, but there's a lot of families that are getting ripped apart by this whole pandemic, in the sense that you have some people who prefer not to get vaccinated, just want to be left alone. And then you have the vaccinated people in that family who are going after them. And I've experienced that firsthand this week, where I was told, basically treated like an idiot and told, like, what planet are you getting your info from? Like, as if I'm some kind of a idiot. But the thing is, I read both sides. So I read everything in the left world, I read everything in the right world, and I read everything beyond that. So I try to look, I'm not, how do you say, pigeonholed? So anyways, yeah, so it's just absolutely insane. They're starting to come out with people. And by the way, this kind of step is the step that's technically coming before. If they were to go a step further, it would be oh, here's how you can call in. So just like we saw at the start of the video, that spoof website that people that we saw, the spoof AURS site that says call in to report your unvaccinated friends and family. That's the step after this. So if they don't leave us alone after this step, that is legit the step we're heading to. So this is why it's important to just stay strong, live by your values, and don't be bullied into this. I know it's hard, and I'm with you guys because I might lose my job if I don't get the jab, but I will pick the job loss over the jab at this point. I would rather live in a tent than get that. So that's just my personal opinion. But just to say that I understand how hard it is. Okay, so here, Toronto Sun, delving into the minds of the millions of unvaccinated. So both in US and Canada, they say, of course, the conspiracy theory. So conspiracy theory is another word you're going to see a lot in these articles. The Toronto Sun, let me see, they're supposed to be, hold on guys, oh, I don't want this to start. It's going to start blaring in your ears. But I believe this one, Toronto Sun, they're hit or miss. Sometimes they're super far left. Sometimes they put out okay stuff. So, but yeah, they're saying here, the 93 million Americans are unvaccinated now. Given the fact that the satanic Delta variant is ramping across the US, sickening and killing, why isn't it doing that, right? So anyways, I think this one is a little bit more on our side than you would think. And yeah, they are. The opposition isn't the vaccine per se. It's about it's about how they're basically telling us you need to take it and you no longer have bodily autonomy. So that's really the problem. What else do we have in the world of unvaccinated? So, okay, here we go. Here's another one, another scary one. Fear monger. Here, Ontario data shows unvaxxed. There's 60 plus that are 60 plus are 15 times more likely to be hospitalized. So, yeah. And I bet you they talked about the Delta in here. They're going to talk about Delta. The Delta strain, yeah. The dominant strain in Ontario. Speaking of the Delta, there was a guy, and this is why you guys have to go on BitChute, because you'll see all these super fun videos. But there was a guy who did a call. He called a couple of the testing sites. And he said, I need to know if I've got the Delta variant. And he actually realized that people, they can't test for that. They're only testing for COVID. So the people on the phone were explaining to him, look, we can only test you for COVID. We can't test you for the Delta variant. So he goes, well, how do you know who's got the Delta variant? And they had no answer. So he tried 3 different testing sites. I believe he's in the US, but this is just nuts. So that brings up a really good question. If the swab that they have to do, or the test at home that you mail in, are they testing for the variant, or are they just testing for, is it COVID or not? And we know what's happening to the test anyways. It's going to change after December. But it's absolutely insane to me that they keep pushing this Delta variant, but when you want to get tested for it, you can't. And I would ask, does anybody in the chat, have you ever seen, gotten tested for the Delta? Have you ever seen a doctor that said, yeah, we need to make sure you don't have the Delta variant? It's a really solid question. And I'm very curious to see if anybody has ever been tested for that Delta variant knowingly, right? So anyways, yeah, there's a couple more articles. Let me just show a few more and then we can, just because I like to laugh at this stuff with you guys. Makes me feel normal again. Okay, so this one, 4 hours ago, we had already talked about this level of propaganda here. The unvaxxed in hospital, where they're going to say now these unvaxxed people became spokespeople for this. So you guys remember we had already seen this. They literally used the same two guys again. I remember these two guys and their age. And this is the Toronto Star. And they're repopulating this article August 4th. So they're coming out with the same article, with the same story, week after week. They're just like trying so that in case you're not paying attention, if you only read the title here, you're like, oh my gosh, another unvaccinated, advocate, right? Who's advocating for the shots now? You'd read that and you'd be like, oh my gosh, this never ends. But then if you actually read it and you remember, these are the same people. They're recycling this article. So the 22-year-old guy, he was the young guy. We saw him in the hospital bed a few weeks ago. I did a show on that, not a whole show, but we talked about that. And the same thing for the 37-year-old guy. This is the 37. And they keep doing this. I'm not even convinced these are still their names, the right names. Like I'm wondering if they changed the names, but every article they're just changing. So anyways, there's another one. There's another fun one. And let me see if there's any more than that. Unvaccinated Ontarians are a bigger concern than breakthrough. Of course they are. It just never ends. You can see these are all 1 day ago, 19 hours ago. It's insane. It's everywhere. Who are the unvaccinated? We need to identify them. This Quebec gym owner says he's going to let the unvaccinated stay home. He's going to require proof of vaccination in his gym. All right. There's another guy regrets being vaccinated. No, he doesn't regret, actually. Sorry, guys. He doesn't regret being unvaccinated. So but it never ends. Now they're using Jennifer Aniston in here. She's had to cut some unvaccinated people out of her life. It's a real shame. So now, see, they're asking that. This guy is a hero. The Offspring's drummer was dropped for being unvaccinated. That's insane. So see, this dude, he probably made a lot of money. Pete Parada, I used to listen to The Offspring back in the 90s. That's when they had their really good songs, but I lost track of them since then. But this guy probably lost a gig that was generating a decent amount of money. I mean, this is not a small band. They were pretty mainstream back in the day. So I'm guessing that it's a big drop for him. It's a big loss. So hopefully he's made enough money from his previous tours and albums. But yeah, it's just absolutely insane. So they're showing you, so they're using high profile celebrities to show you, first of all, Jennifer Aniston had to ban people from her life, the evil unvaccinated. And the drummer here, he's dropped. He lost his job. So you're going to lose your job too, Bobby, if you don't get this jab. See what happened to him? Well, it's happening to you too. See, this is the kind of messaging they're trying to go. And it's just absolutely constant. They never stop. It's just always hitting you with this propaganda. So anyways, we got to stay strong, guys. This is not going to end soon, but I think the more we let these people go out and talk, the better it gets for our side, because we're exposing how crazy they're becoming. They're exposing themselves, and then we can laugh at them in these chats because they're getting crazier and crazier. The amount of people who are speaking up against who got the jab and are speaking up now about the effects is growing every single day. And that's why there's that huge panic to shame as much as possible the unvaxxed into getting you vaxxed. Same thing with Bill de Blasio trying to get you vaxxed by September if you want to participate in society, is because they don't want you to have a chance to see the ripple effect, like the aftermath of this. They just want you to take it now. So anyways, try to hang in there as long as you can. It's not easy, but I think freedom seems to be prevailing so far for us in Canada. It may not be perfect, but we can still overcome a lot of this still. I'm still hopeful, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, let me just catch up with the chat here, guys, and then I will let you go. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind on the chat. Yeah, this is a good one. Who are these crazy extremists? Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Yeah, and this is an issue as well, Gun Cotton. Hello, Gun Cotton. Good to see you. And Elizabeth, you're here? Elizabeth Tudor. Is that your real name, Elizabeth? Because that's the name of the... Was it the... Yeah, it was the queen of... married to Henry VIII, right? Elizabeth. No, was that the daughter? That was the daughter from Anne, right? Elizabeth Tudor. I think she was a Tudor. Anyways, if that's your real name, pretty cool name. And yes, there is some data supporting what Elizabeth is saying in here, by the way. You can find that data on BitChute. You won't find it on YouTube. Just see a question here. I'm going to pop it in here real quick. Faye Knox. So Christia is saying, thank you for the cast iron pan. That's funny. Oh my gosh. I just got a cast iron pan too, by the way, guys. I'm sure you're super interested in my cast iron pan obtaining private ownership, but I did that too. Yeah, see, Henry VIII was, that's what I think too. Yeah, Henry's daughter. Yeah, awesome. Elizabeth I. Yes, she was ruthless, but I love her. Anyways, okay. Scribbler, wait, what am I leaving you hanging? Oh my gosh, I'm so lost in the chat. Okay, hold on. I'll address this right now. Oh no, did I leave you hanging, Scribbler? Is that to me? I'm sorry, I did not mean to leave you hanging. I'm so sorry. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat tonight. So, political foolishness says the cast iron pan is good for beating the house ashes away. That is a very, very good, very good tip for you all out there, because we don't have our guns here, eh? And in fact, I don't know if any of you guys are gun owners in the chat, but my husband is one, and we got in the mail today from the Canadian government that he now has to obtain an additional license to carry restricted weapons anywhere else but the gun range. So if he's going to the gun range, he's okay, he's covered. But because the old permit for restricted used to allow you to carry the gun, you have to carry it safely, obviously, but you can bring it somewhere. But now you have to get a second license to carry that if you want to bring it to get it repaired, to get it something else, or to bring it to the government. So we're thinking that part of the buyback program they're going to force us into, this is the precursor that's trying to track who's got restricted weapons and trying to get them to get licenses so that they can have direct visibility into how many guns are coming. They can confiscate from us. So anyways, yeah, you got yours today, Tommy Gun. Yeah, it's what do you guys think that's all about? I don't know. It's part of C71, but I don't know what it's about. And Suzanne, you are right. There's no trolls tonight. I don't know if we scared them off. But yeah, there is no no trolls. And I think I saw Maple in the chat there. Maple, hello. I hope you're doing well. And okay, so Scribbler, that wasn't directed to me. Okay, good. Because Scribbler, you and I, we're rocking, bro. Like, we don't have any issues. So I didn't think that was me, but I just got scared for a moment. So the Zucchini Guillermo, yeah, I don't know, because it's Italian, right? Did you guys? Okay, I'm gonna bring back the zucchini, because seriously, if you just joined now, you missed the zucchini. The zucchini is a 9-pound zucchini that grew out of the plant in my backyard that we have dubbed the Zucchini Overlord. So that was from a couple of streams ago. And yeah, he's coming back out. So we had a few names. This is the zucchini. I swear to God, this could be like, I could like work out with this thing. Ooh. But this is the zucchini. He's a 9-pound baby. And we've named him Steve, but it could be Steve Guillermo now, because it's clearly he's a king, needs 2 official names. So can you imagine if somebody just tuned in right now and literally sees like me talking about political stuff but holding a zucchini? That'd be super awesome. I almost want to do it now just to make people go, what the frick, Julie? What are you? Have you lost your mind? So, but yes, this is the zucchini that grew out of my garden, and it is huge. And we were joking about how many things I can hack out and make. So next week I'll tell you guys what I've made out of this guy, and it's going to be quite the process because, I mean, I only have 2 days in the weekend to get all my baking and canning done. So that's going to be super epic trying to get that stupid zucchini, Steve Guillermo, into all my different foods. Plus, he's got 3 brothers and sisters over there in the kitchen. It's not going to be pretty this week, guys. So wish me luck. I'm going at war with this zucchini guy. And it's going to be absolutely mad for me this weekend. Okay. So yes, don't give away your guns, 100%. Oh boy. So yes, this zucchini is our new leader, 100%. Honestly, I would trust this zucchini more than I would trust anything coming out of Trudeau's mouth at this point. Like, if the zucchini says something, I'm going with what the zucchini said. Steve Guillermo. That is 100% our new leader. He's even doing better than Kovitsky. Remember Captain Kovitsky? I don't even remember where that guy is. He was my other guy showing you the communist way. And then the zucchini is even better now. I prefer him, to be quite honest. Good luck with the zucchini. Yes, we have a cult of personality now around the zucchini. See, now I almost feel bad for killing him this weekend. I'm gonna see. I'll take pictures, guys. Oh my gosh, this is the weirdest topic in a stream I've ever done. You guys are gonna think I'm mad. But yeah, I 100% welcome the zucchini overlord. Oh, guys, okay. Yes, this was awesome. Okay, Christian, I love you. Hello to your family again. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to let you go, but I wanted to say one quick round of thank you for you guys, because on my last video, when I was like, okay, these people are attacking me, blah, 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 a lot of you went in and wrote super, super nice comments about my presentation style and all that. And it really warmed up my heart, because I'm so nervous and I felt like I was not doing super well with these streams. So anyways, reading those, it really, really helped, just reinforce that I could come on again and I'm not a complete loser. So thank you so much for that. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so happy you guys are all here. I love the chat that you guys have. But yes, I will 100% give you an update next week on the zucchini, the assassination. Somebody said that right here in the chat. There's going to be, 100% an assassination going on. It's going to be really gross. You're going to want to tune in for that. But more importantly than the zucchini I prefer listening to than Justin Trudeau, there is going to be a presentation that I've been working on for a few weeks now on the Nuremberg Code. So next week, we're going to look at that code, look at a little bit the history behind it, how it come about, why is it important now, does it really apply, can it help us in the situation we're in? So legal perspective, ethical perspective, historical perspective, all of that is going to be addressed in an actual presentation that I'm working on. So that's next week, guys. So thank you so much for coming tonight, and I appreciate all your comments, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.